Hello and welcome to a little bit of map making with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You are very welcome. So, before we crack on with the map making, if anybody has any 81 tile collaboration map questions, I am available to answer them during the live stream. It's started off okay, I've got to say, given that it's only been up a few hours. We're about 1/3 fulfilled in terms of the tiles. I did fear that there would only be like 3 or 4 people would ask and then it would be a complete washout, but even if nobody else comes and asks, we're about 30 at the moment, which is a pretty solid amount. Right, okay, so map. Map currently, if anybody who's not been and seen the map, we are doing a fantasy style map. The layout is starting to come together. Currently working my way down. Bear with me. Right, that's better. Currently working my way down the rivers because the rivers need cleaning up. The rivers at the moment, some of them are very just gouged. So working my way from the top of the rivers down to the bottom of the rivers, little bits of edits here and there, and I have markers on the rivers to tell me where I've got to. I think I might do this one just because I think this is going to be a fairly easy river to do. I don't think there's an awful huge amount of gouging on this one, so I'm going to do this one. Okay, that's the plan. There be my plan, Batman. Right, so let's get some of these probably too big, down a bit, and we've got probably slightly larger brush there. In fact, this river needs to be narrowed up a little way. Pause the simulation while I do some of this, because we're going to end up with a large amount of flooding. That is one thing I can say. Totally guarantee we're going to end up with flooding, but that's okay. This is I did say right from the off, don't like that. Did say right from the off that the rivers that we made from the off were placeholders, so we knew where the rivers were going to run, and then we could go back and fix them up later, which is what I'm doing now. So yes, but yes, the 81 tile collaboration is up and running. If you want to take part, have a little look at my channel. There's a video there, tells you how to take part. Dolomite Dave, hey, hi Dolomite Dave. It's just waffling about the 81 tile collaboration. I don't know if you've seen that. Sounds like something that you might be interested in having a little play on. Long story short, everybody gets 1 tile, and then I will jigsaw the entire map together from 81 people, different 81 people's different builds. That's the plan. Right, so I'm just getting the widths, probably actually still too wide, because I'm going to be doing a little bit of softening of these edges in a minute. And who's that in the chat there? Greetings from the Czech. Sorry you do not speak English. Hi oh god, I can't even say your name. Narasa? Hello. You must know hello in English. I will continue talking in English because your English is better than my Czech. And that's assuming that Czech is your native language. I assume it is. It could be anything, really, couldn't it? It could be a Hindi speaker, or I don't know, Afrikaans. It could be. There's nothing to stop that being your native language. Although, like I say, one would assume living in the Czech Republic or Czechia. Is it Czechia or Czechia? I'm going Czechia. Yeah, I would imagine that is going to be your native language. Okay. But yes, well done. Well done for following the channel, even though you don't speak English. We all laugh at my ability with languages. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, it's not too bad there. Width is okay. Let me narrow that up just a little bit there. I'll take some of the sting out of that. So, oh, this is horrible. Look at this horrible bit here. Who made this? Oh yeah, right. Shush. Don't tell anybody. Ever. Do 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 do. The Czech Republic's in the middle of Europe. It sure is. It sure is. I happen to know that you border with Slovakia because of my generation. Obviously, you once shared borders, and yeah, it's a bit like not quite like England and Scotland, but yeah, I mean, great. In my head, it's still Czechoslovakia. In my head, when you get old, it's very hard to. Where are we? You're on the. Hang on, without even looking at a map, you're on the western side, aren't you? So it's you, and then you've got Slovakia off to the left, off to the west. Sorry, the left, off to the west. What more? What more can I? Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of the architecture from Czechia. Beautiful Central European architecture, really lovely. I've never been, I'm never likely to go, but beautiful. Slovakia, yes, they're neighbours. Hey ho, hey ho. City Slayer, hi City Slayer. Bum. Yeah, they are neighbours. Are they? This is one thing I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't have history, and again, I know your English is going to struggle, so I forgive you. Don't worry. But was the separating of your two nations into the Czech Republic and Slovakia, was that friendly? Was there anger that caused it to happen? I honestly don't really know. I'm assuming it was all pretty friendly. I think the same way that the English and the Scots. I mean, we do have like friendly digs at each other, and the Scots generally hate the English. Don't blame them. We have been the big brother for way too long, and they do deserve, and they've got a lot more independence than they ever had. When I was growing up, Scotland had zero independence, whereas now they've got their own devolved government, and a lot of people there would like full independence. I don't think it'd be a very good idea for them personally, but I can't argue the desire to get away from England. So yeah, respect to them. Beautiful country up there as well, for that matter. So beautiful. Colossal Order have made a map inspired by the Scottish Highlands. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful country. Very green and fresh. Right, let's have a little look. Yep, all good. How are we going on the streams? The stream is looking solid. I can carry on. Carry on working. Right, this is meant to be placeholder for an Oxbow, right? But it's awful. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but that's ridiculous. A ridiculous motorbike. Something like this. Level. Oh, why? They just want to be famous, don't they? They want to be on my stream. That's what it is. It's ridiculous. Such a quiet neighborhood. Right. You think I lived in the big city by the amount of noise that goes on outside my window. I really don't. I mean, I live in a good sized town, but it's not like I don't live in London or Manchester or Birmingham's a big city, a second largest city. I don't live in a city, it's just a large town. Anyway, how is... It's very sluggy, isn't it? Oh man, how's that? Can we do something like that? We probably can. Let's start the simulation up. Let's move the simulation along as well. There's bound to be some flooding. It's okay to have flooding. It's not going to go far. It's kind of contained by the canyon, I think. Right, so we're going to end up doing a couple of top-up spawns, I think. Is that filling up? It doesn't need to fill up. It's kind of held its own way. Right, okay. Oh, we've got an overflow. We've got a bit of a splash there, haven't we? Probably might as well, definitely do a bit of that there. And we'll get rid of this. So the flooding is dealt with. Right. I think we can go up and start softening the riverbanks now. Probably. Are you flooding here? You are flooding here. Look at this. Can't be allowing that to happen. Right. Okay. Slow the simulation down so I can have some control over my camera again. There we are. And back to this is what I want. Slightly larger brush. Oh, that is horrible. Well done. That was... Let's forget that ever happened there, right? And roll it down here. Right, so... Has anybody done anything fun today? I'm all ears because I've just had a day of work and filling in a grid with people saying I'm in, I want to tile, and basically doing admin for the collaboration. So I don't honestly... No, I haven't done anything of any real majesty in the last 24 hours. Haven't even had time to because with the dev diary report last night, I spent most of that hour and a half just reading. A lot of that was rubbish. I mean, there's some good content in the dev diaries, but a lot of it's just repeating what you already know, what they've told you 8 times already. And you go, oh, for goodness sakes, just get to the good bit, will you? Hi! Who have we got here? It's... oh, Tamada, or Tamada. Hi. We'll be saying hello to each other. That's very polite of you. Well done. It's very, very English. I'm sorry. No, after you. No, after you. That's England for you. A little bit of a shadow glitching across the build there. I'll run back and do the riverbanks in a minute. And that, well, I'm going to have to deal with that when I come do the riverbanks. If I'm correct, says Tamada, if I'm correct, the 81 collaboration, you can basically use an infinity of mods except procedural objects. I would say use the fewest necessary. Right, given that things like traffic manager, you can use it, but basically I'm saying your strategy should be to, it's going to be plop, right? It's not going to be working city or your part of the build, because how I'm going to import these is using move it, export, import, which will just grab the nodes, segments, assets, buildings, all those things. It won't actually grab any of the, like if you're doing the intersection marking tool, it won't grab that. So I would suggest use the minimum. Keep it simple. It's designed for vanilla. The whole process is designed for vanilla. So I would, there are definitely mods I think you can have. I mean, the equivalent of ploppable Rico, which is now what I would say, not game anarchy, is it? What's the other one? Or network anarchy? It's one of the anarchies anyway. So yeah, is it game anarchy? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, using something that will stop the buildings from despawning while you're building. Because the thing is, if you've paused the game for the entirety of your plop build, it doesn't matter if it wants to despawn. You just want it to be able to be plopped where you want to plop them, right? Rico doesn't work. Nothing in the buildings tabs. You can. I want to. It's not ploppable Rico. It's not prop anarchy. Could be game anarchy. I don't know. There is, if you use Skive, it'll probably advise you to move from ploppable Rico to whichever, I can't remember off the top of my head which mod it is that supersedes it. But yeah, but if Rico doesn't work, right, don't worry about that. You don't find it to the replacement for the find it mod. You can plop by finding the building in that instead of using Rico. So you can still find the buildings and plop them. got a smoothish riverbed there. Oh, a second. Game anarchy. There is game anarchy. The mods wouldn't work. Yeah, you intersection marking tool. Yeah, there's no point using that one because I mean I've got it, so I'll probably pick up on it if you do use it. But it's not one that, in fact, no, it won't, will it? Because again, move it probably. I don't know if move it includes the export, includes the settings. I don't honestly know, but no. Yeah, you're just looking to be able to place roads, plop down buildings, plop down props, and that's it really. So the minimum mods that you need for that is, I think, what we are. What you can, but you can in theory have hundreds. Of course, if it breaks the save for me, I may then be messaging you going, okay, which mods have you got? And then trying to get your save to work. So the simpler you keep it, the better it is, I think. This is the XML export, and it apparently works. Good. But I use find it to plop out. So yeah, find it's the best way of plopping. But you do need Rico, or I'm just going to say Game Anarchy. I could be wrong with Game Anarchy. It's one of them. There's been so many new mods over the last couple of years that it's so easy to lose track, isn't it? It took me a long while to switch over to tree control. Just when you're getting used to the unlimited tree mod, new unlimited tree mods, and then all the other bits that Algernon did for us. I actually know somebody called Algernon in real life. I mean, I don't know them super well, but we are very aware of each other, and I would say we would be distant acquaintances. We would be able to stop and talk and chat for hours, basically, because I've not seen him for years. But yeah, I wonder if it's the same Algernon. There can't be many Algernons in the world. Could be. Could be. I'm not going to say the surname of the Algernon that I know, in case it is the same and it might cause some problems. And the off chance it's such a small world that somebody I know from outside of computer gaming happens to be this very same person that I know within computer gaming. What's the chances of that happening? Pretty slim, I imagine. Anyway, let me just work this river. I'm expecting floods, but it's okay. This is the whole point here. These are placeholder rivers. Put the routes down so that we have the rivers running in the same location, the right locations, and we can detail them later. Just getting rid of the gouged edges. This one's quite an easy one. It's not that badly gouged, but it is still a little messy. And we do have some really bad rivers through the middle of the map that's going to require a little bit more work than I'm doing here. It'll be the same premise. Oh, here we go again. Yep, that'll do. Right. What's this? Only 300 nodes. This is going to be a challenge. Well, the 300 nodes, got to remember, they... Hang on a second, I'm getting some feedback. Turn that down. Yeah, the 300 nodes, that is on top of the nodes that you've got in the tile. There's nothing to stop you from deleting nodes and segments within the tile, so long as you don't affect the connection between your tile and your neighbour's tile. So got to consider that if they might be using that connection as a through road, you should leave it as a through road. If you've got kind of like farm tracks, you can delete them, which will free you up a few extra nodes here and there. So you can delete to save and then rebuild. I mean, I probably wouldn't, because I like to maintain the consistency, but there's no rule that says that you can't reclaim nodes by demolishing them and then rebuilding them elsewhere. Especially if you're only looking, you need about another 3 or 4 nodes or segments. Siren to the BonBonB Bingo players. Yeah. So yeah, there is. Oh, it's the police. They are in a hurry, and they were in a hurry. Wow, they were moving. So yeah, 300 isn't. It's not many, but this was the thing. First of all, if you think about this again, I know you won't fully understand, but I might as well waffle while I'm working here. So yeah, you get 300 nodes. Dolomite Dave gets 300 nodes. Anapu gets 300 nodes. 80 people getting 300 nodes. Oh, that's 24,000 nodes, is it? Something like that, I think. That's brain maths while I'm doing editing and waffling. So yeah, but it's a lot. On top of the ones that are already in place on the map, you are hitting the limits. And that's how I came up with these numbers, was I worked backwards. I looked at what the maximums were. I then looked at how many were already on the map. And then I divided the amount by 81 and then rounded it off so that it wasn't really stupid numbers like, you have got 286. No, you got 300. And yeah, that was the thought process anyway. Bear with me a second. I'll catch up with that chat in just a momento. I'm just looking at this here. We can get the water. I want to narrow this river up here actually. And widen this up a little bit, just a little bit. So yeah, that was the reason for the node limits, literally to make sure that everybody got the most to play with. Some people won't use them all. Some people, I mean, guaranteed there will be some people that don't realise they've only got 300 nodes or don't know how to count 300 nodes. And the whole thing is going to be a train wreck. And I know in a few days' time I'm going to wish I hadn't bothered. I just know it right now. Judging by, as I posted this on Facebook, and the amount of people that went, yep, I'm in. I go, well, you've not seen the video yet. You're in, but you haven't seen the video. Let me try something a bit different here. There we go. And a little bit of light edging here. There we are. I am going to catch up with that chat in a second, I promise. Just feel that I'm getting quite close towards the bottom of this, sort of. Let's at least clean up these edges. It's very hard for me to actually do these lower areas without the water in them. So let's get this down. Then we'll get the water running down here again, because it was, and then I kind of broke it. And then, well, I mean, it'll be ready for foliage work, I feel. Hey, this whole thing is going to be the best map I build this year, I tell you. Undoubtedly the best map I'm going to build this year, by matter of elimination. Okay, right, around this way. And again, these lower reaches, I've got a feeling I'm going to have to redo, but at least we've got rid of these hard edges down to that point there, which is where we're going to end up putting our markers. Let's have a look at the chat. Chat. Ooh, what have we got? Let's have a look. 300 nodes is going to be hard. I'm forgetting Teddy Redcoat. Right, gotcha. I've been out of touch with CS for a while. All of a sudden, all my mods are obsolete. You only got to blink and your mods are obsolete. Oh dear, just when you thought there was stability, and then I can't remember who it was that came along with the extended managers library and was like, wow, this is incredible, and then it was like, that kind of breaks things, don't use it. Oh, okay. Tamada. Anyways, for maps, I would have been thinking for a while for a map that would be called Fight with Water. It would be vanilla friendly, but with tides recommended, where the only tile that isn't periodically flooded is the start square. Oh, that's a nice idea. That's a nice idea. The rest of the tiles would be like mangroves and wetlands, lands that would be submerged by the tides, and very few overseas spots. So you would have to build an extensive canal. Dig you, but I'm with you. I get it. I don't know where dig you is or what you were going with there, but it's obvious what you're trying to say, so that's fine. Network to stop the water from coming. Do you know what? That is actually because the way that the tides mod works, feeding in the water from basically raising the sea level, but the water does feed in from the outsides, I think. Does it, or does it elevate from the ground up? I don't honestly know. I don't know whether the water, it's almost like the land. If you imagine the water being stable and then the land just growing into the water, and then I don't honestly know if the water just gets a higher XY number. I don't know. Might not work. But have fun. Of course, that's all from my knowledge from St. Catherine's Point, where I made the submerged village, and that at low tide would be completely visible, and at high tide it would be 3/4 submerged. If you've not seen that one, check out on my workshop, Got loads of images of it on the workshop. St Catherine's Point. Check out the image reel or load the map. Anyway, anyway, if some people, hang on a second, yeah. If some people, I think if some people don't respect anything, they could be replaced by, yes, yeah. There's that. It's too late. There's always a hope, because there's bound to be somebody who just doesn't get around to doing it or forgets, says I want to do it, and then they forget that they've said they want to do it. So there's always in there. And you're in on D3. I take your word for it. Let me have a look. Actually, I'm not going to take your word for it. I'm going to have a look because I have it here. D3. There you are. Yep. You're one tile south of the start square. Yep. There we go. Where am I going here? I'm clicking off of things I can't find where I was. Oh, we'll be back in. There we go. Got it. Back where I was. Anyways. Good evening. Hi, random. Those are very natural curbs. I wouldn't say it's your best map of the year. Maybe a third or fourth. Random. I hate you. I have seen this map. It's yours. This one's definitely mine. Definitely mine. Yeah. So yeah, it's my best map of the year. I don't care what you say, random. Oh man. Right. So simulation is running. Water is flowing. I do still think that, especially at the top here, this is too wide. So more editing. Oh, wrong. Here we go. Let me bring that like that. That there, sort that out. Right, so, and still too wide here. And this is too wide here. That's all good. This is awkward rather than wide, I think, because we've got the slope here. Oh, come on. Strength up. All right, let's see. I see. You can't fool me. Well, you can. Doesn't take much. Oh, a pretty dress and a bit of makeup. You fool me every time. Ah, yikes. Gotcha. How is... Let's pop in a little help for the water flow. Let's see how far that's going to creep on its own before I do that. It might be okay. I doubt it, but it might be. Are you making your way? You are still snaking your way down the mountain or down the valley. I'm going to do a little bit of softening on the oxbow while this is doing this. Larger brush, smaller strength. There. Cope with that, will you? Up the speed a bit. I think there might be a problem here. Let's have a little look at that. Yeah, look at this. It's just struggling a wee bit. Not much. Let's help it along just a little bit. And here. Right, is everything going to sort itself out? Does anybody want some help? This looks worrying. This is where some map makers go missing. They lesser map makers, they don't sit and watch their river for long enough, and they think, oh look, it's all filled in, and then you see out we have a problem here. It's perfectly fine until there, and then right at this point here we get an occasional stop starts. Here we go, filling out and then kicking in. Right, so we're going to stop that from happening with, is it just because that's too wide there? Sorry, camera's moving, not the camera, the simulation's moving too fast. Right. Right, let's do a little bit of thinning here, just a little bit, a little bit of widening here, and I'll do a top up spawn right about here. May not need it actually now I've widened the river. Let's give it a chance to sort itself out first, and I'll have a little look at the chat while we do this. Right, I'm talking about Duvo. Duvo, yeah, aka St Catherine's Point, yes. Duvo is was the working title for the map build, and then became the city build on St Catherine's Point. Hi Darren. Hiya. More water please. Sorry for the gaps. No, I will not accept sorries. Love the look of it. You will be able to build a city on this in about, I reckon, about 3 weeks. I reckon 3 weeks to finish this. There's I'll pull back and give you a full view in a minute, but I'm just trying to get this river firing, but it looks like we have a permanent struggle, so I am going to add that top up. Yeah, it was a simulation, and we'll pop you in and around here ish. And see if that doesn't help. Hello. It might be the actual river itself. Doesn't seem to me make any difference. As it's not making any difference, let us get rid of it. No point having a node there, which is, I am going to retool. There we go. We see we've got just bump there. We've got bumps. Let us figure this out. There we are. Now, are you gonna be good? Right there. You're not quite. I'm going to widen this up slightly. Widening it might be a bad idea, but now let's see if this slug can find its way all the way down to the bottom. Nope is the answer. I'm going to spawn here. I think that is where we're going to do this. What is that there? Hello? What? Why can't I deselect you? There's some kind of glitch. I can get rid of that one, but not that one. That's very strange. Also, I'm a bit bothered by this one. Is this doing any... It's okay, actually. On the slower simulation, that would be not noticeable. Right. Pause the sim. Game speed. Actually, move the game speed down. Water capacity. There we are, right there. How's that? That's got to be what we need. What is this though? Game glitch, or is it just blue mantle? Or a petri dish? We've got a petri dish. I don't know. It's not doing anything, so it's not worrying me. Pause the sim a second. I am gonna move this slightly. There we are. Start the simulation up again. Now, come on, river. Come on, river. You can do it. You can do it. You can probably underground. You can delete it if you lower the ground. That's a good point. Don't tell anybody I said that. Right, so what we'll do is we're going to try this. We're going to listen to random. Never listen to random. Right. Get rid of that. Brush size. Oh, nowhere near that big, please. Brush strength down here. There it is. Well, there you go. Right, that's now gone. And... oh, that was a bit of an oopsie. If we do this, we'll get a bit of temporary flooding. And we'll see if this river fills up. I'm going to come back to this river as we're getting to the point where it becomes semi-industrial. But that was the natural river flow. And what I need to do before I forget is we're going to grab our two markers. There we are. I'm going to take the two markers down to here. Hopefully this will actually pan through. Right, so that river is hopefully done to that point. Get rid of them. Bye-bye. So, rivers, hopefully, are... this river here is done. Hopefully. We've got this river up here. It's done to this point. and it's done to this point. So that's all good. Oh, I did say I was going to show anybody who was late arriving how the map is looking. So 25 tiles. The outside connections run along the bottom of the map. Start square is just up from the bottom. And bear with me. Right, so the start square is just up from the bottom. The centre 9 tiles here, not the centre 9 tiles, but the 9 tiles centering around the start square are very much downtown, with the coastal connection. And then we'll have got a highway which stops here, but you can then draw into the map to access. We have at the top, we have a couple of tiles of ore, 4 tiles of fertile, 4 tiles of oil. And then, of course, you can, if you've got the 81 tile mod, you can build out into the trickier areas. The plateaus are built around the tile structure. I don't want them to be too, when you're down there, I don't want people to be obviously going, oh, it's obviously a grid. When you're down here, it's not really obviously a grid, and it'll be less so once I've actually, because I'm going to be doing a little bit of erosion work along all of these plateaus, but it won't be absolutely obvious that it's a grid. We've got fantastical waterfalls that are work in progress. This one, again, this is more of a placeholder. There's a lot of work to be done on this one, but yeah. And the other fantasy waterfall's got a little bit of start work on it. I wanted to see how it looked once we started building it out. I think it's dramatic, so I need to do a little bit more detailing work of some description around the outside of the waterfalls, just so it blends in with the environment. So yeah, another one over here with a little bit of rock work across the top. Just needs something on the edges just to tie it in. But yeah, fantasy waterfalls, fantasy water routes, with, again, all of these rivers. Like we've got so many, like this one here. This one's the worst, I think, where it's just gouged and it needs to be worked in the same way that I've been doing that valley. Got a few little detail areas, like we have this little one over here which is for the oil. Again, suspension of disbelief. Oil field doesn't look just like this, but I think it's obvious it's meant to be an oil field. And then I've got over in the ore area, we've got a quarry that leads up and into the plateau, like so. The rivers just draw your eye into the map. Now if I park the camera here, I think it's my favourite location for parking the camera. We have like just routes into and right the way up there. Although none of these rivers, no, this doesn't connect with that, this doesn't connect with that, but your eye gets drawn into the map. So I think I'm quite pleased with the design, how it's come together. And one of those happy accidents is, if I come over to the top of the quarry, we've got these little 3 pointy mountains here, right, and they are balanced on the other side of the map by these 3 little, not quite so pointy mountains. I don't want it symmetrical. They're not symmetrical with the 3 over there. You can see them over there. But yeah, 1, 2, and the third one over here is a messer rather than a pointy. But again, it's 3 on this side, running straight up and down the map, and then over here you've got 3 on this side, running straight up and down the map. I just think there's little subtleties in the map that I think I'm just really happy with. Right, so anyway, oh, hello. Did you fill up? You absolutely did. You beauty. You beauty. Right, okay. One or two minor areas to just clean up a bit here. Right there. And definitely here. In fact, let's do not buying into that at all. Not buying into that at all. Brush size up a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll have, just need to do a little bit of work here. Not happy with that either, but it's not bad. Brush strength down. And then bring it right down. Most size down as well. I was just having trouble believing that the river would have chosen this route. So I'm just giving a little bit of help. Right, so now the river probably even. And we'll grab you. Up the brush strength a bit. And we will up the brush strength here a little bit. Nearly done. Nearly done. Yeah, that's better. That is better. And then when we get down to the flatter areas, that's where we start wending backwards and forwards. Hi Teddy. Yeah, I'm it's been on the back burner for a year now, the 81 tile collaboration. It was originally, I'll catch up with the other, I see Valerio, I'll catch up and say hi to you in a moment. But yeah, spoke with Uncle Ron, that was a year ago. I've got this really good idea, I want to do this. And they basically gave me permission to use the map. I asked them to make a few edits, they did. I made a few edits and it just kept going to the back burner because I've been juggling too many things. Been juggling way too many things. There was no way I could do it while running What map, and then when I was doing the top 100 countdown I couldn't do it, and the top 100 countdown at the top 100 what, Robin? Don't replay that. Don't replay it. Top 100 countdown. Oops. So yeah, it was just, in the end it was like, just wait for all of this to finish and I can now concentrate on organising all of that. What's this here? If I may, I'd recommend asking people to share directly via Move Exports Should I get you, Teddy? I did think about that, but the people that don't know how to use Move It are going to need educating, and to a degree, I'm going to need educating because I'm going to need to work out how do I, or where do these exports going to be saved to, how am I going to access them. So if I'm going to have to learn things, it means other people are going to have to learn things, and if other people are going to have to learn things, it's too complicated. It's probably too complicated already. Asking them just to save asking them to save a save game just means that I can then load the save game and copy and paste it directly on my system. The only problem that I will then have is if they're using mods that I don't have, I may have to go back and say, your game is broken and I don't know what you're using. But that'll hopefully be a minority. Hopefully most saves should load up straight and easy. Hopefully. But yeah, the export, if it was just a nice simple thing, I would definitely have gone with it. Trust me on that one. Okay, right. So we have, where were we? We got as far as here. So everything from that point up the map on this river is done. We're very clunky over here. In fact, this river looks like it's struggling full stop. Let's do this one. Just this stretch here down the back of the Three Brothers Mountains. Okay. And that waterfall. You know what? I don't mind that waterfall. It can stay. You can stay just like that. Let's have a. Sorry. Anyway, I was going to say, Valerio, hi. I'm waving because I missed your hello. It was very rude. So yes, hi. Random. I'll go now. I have the 81 collab video to watch too, so I'll go get a spot for that. Yes, indeed. Yeah, you go do what you need to do. Random. Anyway, where were we? Move It exports folder is easier to find nowadays. There's an open folder button. Is there? See, this is the thing. It's been so long since I messed around properly in game rather than map editor and just the video editor that I've fallen a little bit behind the curve. I don't mind admitting to it, but I'm not worried because there's a new game coming out soon. I don't know if you know about it. New game, and I'm gonna have to learn that one instead. Looking forward to that because there's a whole bunch of new tutorials I'll get to make. And what's going on here? Are you going to be able to make your way out? It might do. It might not do. How's that? Is that good? Are you all right with this? Are you going to behave? It's a very thin amount of water coming through here, but it might just be enough. Maybe, probably, maybe not. Alright, anyway, yes. Has Teddy Radko got any big plans for the upcoming weeks? Hang on, let's brush strength up a bit. That's always curious what other people might have in mind of things to do, but yeah, I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be busy answering stupid questions. I know it. Oh, my favourite one was with my parking. Oh, thanks, Teddy. I don't think it's my best work, but you know when you look at something and you go, that works. You know, sometimes you just go, yeah, that works. I'll take it. It was not planned. We do have a little bit of water glitching here, so I might have to work the terrain just a little bit there to stop that from happening. In fact, I'm going to do it now before I forget. Brush strength right the way down. Brush size right the way down. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. I'm alright with that. That doesn't quite look as bad as it did. It looks more like splashing rather than as it was before, which was splaying. And yeah, that's just water pouring down and through. Yeah, it's a happy accident, that waterfall. Playing games, fixing the car. Good luck. Trying to figure out what happens in September. Yeah, what happens in September? Autumn? I don't do waterfalls all that much. I remember struggling with them. This looks really nice though for a yeah. There's going to be plenty of waterfalls on this map. Plenty of them. Right, for example, this one we're getting a nice little curtain on. A little bit of splaying at the bottom. But I think I will try and find my way around that with maybe a prop rock in there. Just to hide it, maybe. Then we have, again, little waterfall there. This is not my best work, is it? The more I look at this, the more I hate it. Hang on, let's do some strength up. Yeah, this is hideous. Just suddenly realising that this is hideous. You know when you come back to something 3 days later? That is me right now. That's his softener. Come on. Use the right tool. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Okay. And in you go, right there. Although that there we go. And not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. So far the way down. Right. Still not liking it. Come on. And then it's just this. Let's take out some of the canyon-esque feature of that. Yeah, that is better than what we had. I might change my mind on it later. I withhold the right to be able to do that, but that's way better than it was. And then I was working down here before I got distracted by Teddy liking my anyway, oh yeah, happy accents are good. I made 900-ish meter waterfall on your map that I broke. Took hours to do that right. Oh, Dolomite, yes, the pain is real, isn't it? The pain is absolutely real. You think that's bad? You want to try making a custom bridge with vanilla assets? Oh man. You should be sorry, Dolomite. You should be sorry. Making impossible standards for us to all follow. Oh man. Hey ho. Alright, how's that? So we'll worry about the waterfall quality once we have the water getting down here. I think I will use the phantasmic slope brush just to slope tool even. Get a bit of consistency running up here. Make it easier for the water not to be lumpy. And probably from about here. Now, with any luck, we're close to having a waterfall. Well, we have got the waterfall, but what we've got is water clipping through the environment, which is unpleasant. But if we get enough water coming over here, it will hide it. But I don't know we're going to get it. We've got a bit of stop-start going on. We'll see whether that's caused by my work or just start of flow. You watched a documentary on the Angel Falls and got inspired. Of course, Angel Falls. Wow. How that's it. The there's a sizable proportion of the water that falls off the Angel Falls doesn't make it to the bottom. Am I right there? As you watch the documentary. How it evaporates before it gets to the bottom. So the fine spray and stuff. I could be wrong. Anyway, where were we? So, damn, full elevation limit waterfall. Yeah. Horrible idea. Only Dolomite Dave would ever do it. Oh, you poor fella, crying about, yeah. I mean, I'm crying about my last city build in Bonbon Island and how that's broke, and I can't be bothered to invest the time fixing it. It's a broken mod or an updated mod or something, and I just haven't got the energy for it. But I was enjoying the build. Is this me? I think this is the river. Oh, hang on. Is it here? Do we have a problem here? I think we might. I think we might have a problem here. Let's give that a minute to think about what it's doing. I can probably, at this point, grab our markers and move them downstream. It's not finished, but it will be. There you are. And then we'll get rid of these. Move it. Thank you. Got ya. Boost. Right, so that river is struggling officially, I think. Simulation up. Is it? It is exactly this. It's this long curve here. Classically, with City Skylines rivers, if you have a long arcing curve, you can get this stop-start. Pariah is the classic map. What I would say is the best map ever made, apart from his main river. And this is the thing, the main river on the map did this. So it was, for me, it broke the map in my mind. If the map is perfect and then you get this on the main river. But yeah, I think it's being caused by this arc of the river here. So if I change the route slightly, we might get lucky. Yeah, I love Pariah. What an amazing map that is. So good. Right, pause the simulation. Let's change the route. The route to boot. Fill that. Fill this. Right, so what we'll do instead then, let's push the brush strength right the way up. No point faffing about with it. We'll come in this way. That's horrible. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. In several words. Definitely nope. Hang on. Thank you. I heard you coming from a mile away, as did people in all other parts of the world. How about something that shape? And there instead. Change the entire shape of this. And rework this. See whether that does not fix the problem. Oops. Well, we'll work the riverbed in a moment. I'm correct. Ooh, there you go. I don't know much. Well, what I do know, I doubt. just because I'm so often told how dumb I am. Yeah, no, you're wrong there. Yeah, oh, yeah, okay, I believe you. Right, let's try. Ooh, big bounce. And I'm going to push the strength right the way up. Let's size up a little bit. Yeah, that's a believable kind of shape, I think. Accepting the obvious things. Both sides up. Are you going to behave? Come on. Come on, river. Come on, you can do it. I'm going to narrow this up slightly here. In fact, let's grab a lower height here. Come on, you can do it. That's the one. Now, please find your way down to the bottom here. Do it for me. There you go. Do it for me. And oh, is it struggling here still? We've got a slight pinch here, I think. Right at the very bottom. Right at the very bottom. Okay. This should be easier to fix, says he with all the confidence of someone who doesn't know what he's doing. There we go. Widen that up a little bit. And is this working? Is this actually going to do it? Please be stable. It's not quite. It's not quite. I might have to put an extra top-up node in here somewhere. Come on. We got enough water from the top. I think we have. I think it's just around this point here. It's just starting to struggle a bit. I'm going to put in a temporary. I might fix it later. Now that should, if that doesn't resolve the problem, then we know it's actually a river problem. Huzzah! Finally, we have a fixed river. I'm a bit disappointed we need an extra spawn in there though. Always feels like the cheater's way out. Let me drop the speed of the simulation down again. Alright, what we got there in the chat? The pillars are guide to water level. No, not at all. No. What? It's a good question, Teddy. It's a good question. Basically, I've got a map which has got loads of winding, wending rivers all over the place. And it's very hard to remember where you got up to. When you finish editing for the day, you walk away, and then you come back the next day and you go, where did I get up to? Well, I can tell you where I got up to. I got up to this point. Everything above that point. Then and then I got up to this point. And I got up to this point. Those 3 river systems there. So this river here, completely done from the top down to there, and this way down to here, and that side river from that lake all the way down to there. Everything else in the middle, all of this mess, and it is a mess, has got a lot of work doing to it. Again, the worst bit is this. I mean, this is just horrific. I mean, I'm ashamed, but it was a placeholder. So yeah, lots of work to be done there. Oh, here's one for you, Teddy. I don't know if you saw this. This is my take on an oil field using only vanilla assets. There we are. Here we go. Shark's teeth are acceptable when they are huge. Yes. Yes. My big old shark's teeth. Anyway, kind of hope the water physics is better in CS2, but then what would we all moan about? This is true, Dollarbyte. I don't have any thoughts on the water physics yet in CS2. The texture looks very nice. Give it that. It looks the texture with the water physics in CS2. Right, if I part this here, right, I think it looks better than this, but not where it joins the land. The actual merge between the river or the water and the land, it's awful at the moment. And they've got plenty of time to fix it, but they've got lots of things they need to fix, and that's just one of them. Well, we've got the Not Teddy Radko bridge. That's 100% vanilla. The take on the Gussing Navy's intersection, which again is the same as his intersection, but he has slip road off of here, slip road coming to here, and I have put this loop in instead of those 2 slip roads, which is frankly a stupid idea, but I'm going to try it, see if it works. We have some vanilla tunnels with air conditioning pumping out all the fumes. I might put a couple more steam vents in there. And I haven't got much foliage on the map, but that's my nod to starting doing the foliage. Now with slightly less phallic visuals, yes. They were embarrassing. It was this slip road here with its I'm going to say it was a B. I don't think it was B for Bonbon, if you know what I mean. It was ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous, but it's a fantasy map. It's meant to be ridiculous, right? So, oh, castle. Oh, it's a castle. For those who haven't seen the castle, work in progress still, but that is the general shape and size of the castle. And I think that'll do. You know, that'll do big. Yeah, there's lots still to do. The rivers is the main thing. What's the time? 9:30. How long have I been streaming? Hour and a half. Yeah, it's time, I think, for me to go and I'm going to watch a film or something. I haven't sat down and just chilled out with film in a long while. So, well, I'll go and check my comments on YouTube first of all. There might be somebody asking for a map reference. So I think we'll... Ooh, you like my tunnel entrance. Thank you so much. One part of that is obviously borrowed, stroke stolen from Bringer of Fire. And that is the uses of the trenches. Genius. Just genius. So yeah, it's coming together. And so I think I can have this done in 3 weeks, which will basically mean it'll be one of the last, dare I say, big name creator maps. Am I a big name creator? I don't know. I just know that there aren't going to be many from legendary names between now and Cities Skylines II coming out. What the hell was that? Jesus. Early for a fox. Wow. Sorry. Something just flew past my CCTV, and there's a lot of traffic about, so fox is dancing around the traffic. Hey ho. Right. So I think I'm going to stop for now. Just catch the chat. So where are we? You could have said they. I'm going to say that's smart. Well, you could have just said they were. Oh, I could have said that. I could have lied. Imagine having organisation skills. Self-employed for years and years and years. Everything. You want to see my spreadsheet for WhatsApp and everything else. It's massive. Absolutely massive. So yeah, kind of do that a lot. And into that spreadsheet I put the organisational grid for the 81 player collaboration. It's even more massive. Anyway, yeah. Nick Castle with a moat. Yeah. Well, if you're going to do a castle, give it a moat, right? The only thing I haven't got with the castle is any way of getting to it, right? And I know in terms of these plateaus, it's fantasy, but I think I'm going to have to find probably along here, just sort of like a way to get a road up, some switchback kind of track or something. I don't know. There's little bits like this aren't too difficult. You can just choose a spot like here that you can just soften it out. But when you've got a big step up like that, it's harder to work it in a fantastical, realistic way that doesn't detract too much from it. The one over here, I'm not going to provide any roads up to this at all. It's out of the 25 tiles. And if you want to build on there, go on then. Get up there, do some building. If that's what you want to do. But the 25 tiles are all very accessible. And that's basically my target. What map spreadsheets are a modern wonder? 32 gigabytes of RAM required just to open it. You know what? You're not wrong. It's saving it. You know, I click save and I just even with my processor, it takes probably about 15 seconds to save the file. It's huge. But it's not just WhatsApp. You've got the chart show. You know, you've got all of the links for every single item on the chart show for the last 6 years. You got all the links for every single WhatsApp. You got all the star ratings on every single WhatsApp review, and you've got all of the maps on the long list that we never got around to reviewing. There's over 100 of those with all the links, and more. So yeah, it's fun. Right, anyway, really wide stair network. Yeah, why not? Why not, Dan? Really good idea, Dan. But no, I'll worry about it. It's not really a concern. Rule number one, I need to get the rivers working. Once the rivers are worked, I've got a little bit of terrain work on the plateaus just to make them feel a little bit more, well, a little bit less square. So just to break them up a little bit. Then the trees, which I feel I'm going to struggle on, but I'm going to try and be inspired by some of the big creators, maybe borrow some of their ideas and how they actually make a map come together with trees. Got to find a way of fitting a rail line in here as well from somewhere, and then the map will be done. So I reckon 3 weeks. Edinburgh Castle is built on an extinct volcano, and they found a way to get to it. This is true. This is a big wedge of rock that's built on. Big wedge of rock. A beautiful castle as well, Edinburgh. So many beautiful castles in the UK. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thanks everybody for watching. You guys are the very, very best. I will catch some of you tomorrow. I'm about to do a stream tomorrow as well because it's Wednesday. I've got nothing scheduled for tomorrow. So yeah, I'll be doing streams. Possibly an early morning stream. Definitely a late night stream. I might be in a bad mood because if the England ladies lose in the World Cup semi-final to Australia, then that would be enough to send me over the edge. Anyway, yeah. Cheers, Teddy. Cheers, Darren. Cheers, Dan. Who else have we got? Cheers, Dolomite Dave. Scrolling up. Cheers, Random. I know you've gone. Cheers, Valerio. Cheers, Tamada. And was there anybody else? Narasa. Narasa was in the house. And City Slayer was here as well. So thanks everybody in the chat. Why not click the like button? Why not? Yeah, what else is there to do? You get just sat there bored. I'm going to go. I don't have an outro. I say this every time. I'm not spending time making an outro for this. Why waste an hour or so making an intro and an outro on something where I could be spending an hour working on the rivers? So I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome. I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.